Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribe my channel. Luna puts a diabolical plot in motion. Lee makes a panic phone call to Sheila. At Il Giardino, Deacon compliments his server on a good job setting up for Will's party. Will and Electra come and hob-bump with Deacon before stating that tonight will be amazing. Sheila observes them from distance. Deacon will crew Electra B&B. At Lee's apartment, Luna looks at an Electra's party-ready photo online. She puts the phone down when her aunt/grandma steps in. She has to leave her alone for the evening and reminds her she put everything on the line for her. Lee reveals she'll be meeting with an attorney shortly to establish a plan for her. Luna implies that she has a plan of her own. Lee warns her to focus on not turning out like her mother. Once alone, Luna pulls a disguise out of a dresser drawer and grins mischievously. Luna B&B. More. B&B weekly preview video. What will Luna get up to? At the restaurant, a redhead from Forrester purrs her congrats to Will while ordering a drink. She's quickly replaced by Electra, who is persuaded Will is solely interested in her. At that precise moment, in their flat, Deacon tells Sheila that Katie's baby boy is making them a ton of money. Sheila confirms that they're not needed to chaperone and then recommends they host a party of their own. They make out. Sheila Deacon kiss B&B. Mid-make out, Deacon puts the brakes on and thinks they need to keep an eye on the young adults. Talk inevitably turns to Luna. Deacon recalls that he never expected things would end up like this when Luna was an intern. Sheila questions if she'd known sooner, whether she could have shielded her from her terrible inclinations. She recalls kissing her granddaughter on the lips and then the shooting. More. B&B star hinting Thope reunion. Downstairs, the party is soon in full swing, when Luna appears disguised in a dark wig and glasses and dressed as a waitress. Amid the dancing and drinking, Zend enters, congratulates Will, and chats with him and Electra. At the bar, Luna is handed a platter of sliders and ordered to circulate. She serves Will's table. And, of course, no one recognizes her. Luna B&B. Apparently never having heard the cautionary tale of his Aunt Brooke from years ago, Zen pulls out a giant plastic bin full of masks and encourages everyone to put one on. Luna observes and flashes to an old fantasy about Will. The bartender joins Luna and cautions her not to offer the alcohol that's 180 proof and tasteless. When Will goes up and wants a vodka soda, Luna pours him the forbidden booze instead. Luna waiter B&B. Lee and Sheila panic. As Luna lays the setting for pandemonium, Sheila tries to defend her to Deacon upstairs, stressing that she deserved a better life. Deacon thinks if she'd held it together, she may be downstairs partying with Will right now. Sheila squints that Luna would have liked being with Will. Across town, Lee flips when she returns home to discover Luna gone. More. When will Matthew Atkinson return? At the party, Electra, in her animal disguise, makes a toast to Will and Tony as the crowd cheers. Will sidles up for a kiss, and she sends him to bring her another drink. Will orders another for himself as well, and Luna, once again, provides him the high-test stuff. Luna will crew B&B. Will's noticeably tipsy as he chats to Deacon regarding ride shares for after the party. Luna watches Will gulp his vodka soda and grins. Meanwhile, upstairs, Sheila's interrupted while painting her 8 toes by a call from Lee warning her that Luna's gone. While Sheila's jaw drops, Will tells Electra how desperately he wants her and how much he loves her while they dance. Luna muses, Will Spencer, tonight is really your night. Luna rebels, refuses to live by Lee's rules. The bold and the beautiful spoilers claim that Lee Finnegan has handed down the law to her granddaughter, Luna Nozawa. Lee didn't save Luna's life or her to go running around chasing boys and acting like Poppy Nozawa. However, Luna will sneak away once Sheila Sharp tells her about the party at Il Giardino and refuses to follow regulations. Lee Finnegan risked her career for Luna Nozawa. Lee has not only put her freedom, but her career on the line for her granddaughter, Luna. Lee faked Luna's death before transporting her from the hospital to her residence and is now aiding and abetting a crime. Unfortunately, this doesn't important to Luna, who feels that she should have anything she wants no matter who ends up in difficulty. Lee has called Luna on her actions and her fixation over Will Spencer. However, Sheila didn't get that memo. Sheila learnt that Deacon Sharp was holding a celebration for Will and told Luna all about it. The gears instantly started working in Luna's head as to how to manage to attend. Luna Nozawa sneaks out of Lee's apartment. Sheila will get a frantic call from Lee notifying her that Luna is disappeared. Lee has no idea where Luna is, but Sheila will be there to check out the party. Will Sheila be able to talk with Luna and get her back into hiding before she is recognized by someone ready to inform the cops? Will Luna refuse and try to get close to Will? Luna certainly has a bit of a tangled mind to be at Il Giardino when she isn't even supposed to be alive. Does Luna honestly believes that no one will spot her? Will wants nothing to do with Luna and has told her so. Now that Luna has pulled a gun on him and shot his older brother, how could she possibly imagine he wants to be with her now? Can Sheila Sharp get Luna Nozawa home? Sheila is undoubtedly going to make folks wonder when she goes seeking for Luna at this party. Sheila may have saved Steffi Forrester's life, but it is highly dubious that anyone wants her at the celebration. How will Sheila manage to pull this off without someone spotting Luna immediately away? Luna will be in disguise, making everything worse. However, she may make herself noticeable by wanting to stay near to Will. Will obviously isn't going to cover for Luna if he does see her. Can Lee and Sheila get Luna out of the party and back to safety? Could Bill Spencer spot her and have her put away? Thomas Forrester married when he comes back next month? The Bold and the Beautiful hasn't offered viewers an update on Thomas Forrester in months. However, serial spoilers have announced the fan darling will be back on the daytime drama in September, just a few short weeks away. When Thomas Forrester returns, will he drop a bomb on his friends and family? Who is he bringing with him? Keep reading to find out. Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers down below. Thomas Forrester returns. Thomas Forrester's comeback is expected for next month, and TBTB are tight-lipped on his forthcoming plot. The last time we saw Thomas, he dumped Hope Logan and flew to Europe because she wouldn't marry him. After Thomas left, it was discovered that he met up with Paris Buckingham in Europe and they were engaged to be married. When Thomas Forrester returns to the Bold and the Beautiful, will he be unmarried or have a woman on his arm? A lot has happened since Thomas left town, and Hope Logan is now engaged to Carter Walton. It's likely that Paris and Thomas split, and he is heading home to Los Angeles to try one more time to reunite with Hope. Little does Thomas realize he has a lot of competition, and she has started spending time with Liam Spencer again. Why does Thomas return? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers have been teasing Taylor Hayes and Ridge Forrester's wedding for a while now. No one believes they are genuinely heading to the altar except for Taylor. Everyone else knows Ridge is still in love with Brooke Logan. Even if the wedding is a disaster, it's feasible that Thomas just comes home to watch his parents' fatal I-do's. Are you thrilled for Thomas Forrester's return? Do you think that he and Paris will be married? Share your predictions down here in the comments. Luna puts a diabolical plot in motion, and Lee makes a panic phone call to Sheila. At Il Giardino, the night was charged with anticipation, and Deacon Sharp beamed like a man who had struck gold, patting his waiter on the back with that faux-friendly charm that concealed both pride and opportunism, his words a casual good job that carried the weight of a hustler who knew that Will Spencer's party was more than just a celebration. It was a money-making machine, a chance to rub elbows with the elite, and another feather in his cap as he straddled the line between restaurateur, lover, and co-conspirator. Will, glowing with that youthful, golden boy Spencer aura, strutted in with Electra Forrester at his side, the perfect image of new generation glamour, her hand on his arm like a Forrester stamp of approval, and they hobnobbed effortlessly with Deacon before declaring the night would be epic. Their words a prophecy that none of them truly understood yet, not while Sheila Carter lurked in the shadows, her sharp eyes locked on the young couple, her heart twisting in that strange, dangerous way only Sheila could feel. equal parts love, regret, obsession, and hunger, while upstairs in her apartment across town, Lee Finnegan's carefully constructed facade began to crumble as she confronted her wayward ward, Luna Nozwa, who was scrolling through a photo of Electra, radiant, smiling, party-ready, her beauty on display for the world. And Luna's lips curled, not in admiration, but in envy and something darker, because for Luna the party wasn't just a celebration, it was a stage for her vengeance, her obsession, and her need to prove that she wasn't the discarded, hidden-away granddaughter Lee tried to tame, but a force that could bend the night to her will. Lee walked in, stern and weary, her voice laced with that matriarchal judgment that had defined their strained relationship, reminding Luna that everything had been sacrificed for her. Lee's career, her reputation, her freedom. Because she had faked Luna's death, moved her out of the hospital, and hidden her from a world that would gladly see her locked away for pulling a gun and shooting Liam Spencer. But Luna only smirked and teased that she had a plan of her own, a plan she would never share with her controlling grandmother. And as Lee warned her not to end up like her mother, Papi Nozwa, Luna's hands itched with the urge to rebel, to take control of her destiny. And the moment Lee was gone, the disguise came out. The wig, the glasses, the waitress uniform that would cloak her in anonymity, and she grinned mischievously, her reflection staring back at her with the promise of chaos. Meanwhile at Aiel Giardino, the redhead from Forrester whispered her congratulations to Will, sliding him a sultry glance as she ordered a drink. But she was quickly replaced by Electra, who staked her claim on Will with a kiss and a reminder that he belonged to her. And upstairs in their apartment, Deacon poured drinks and teased Sheila about Katie's baby boy being their golden goose, money flowing from every angle of this new Spencer-Forrester alliance. But Sheila, never fully able to bask in simple pleasures, drifted into worry and whispered questions about Luna, about whether she could have saved her from this darkness if only she had known sooner, her mind flashing back to that haunting kiss on her granddaughter's lips, to the shot fired in blind rage, to the spiral that had never truly been arrested. Downstairs, the bass thumped, the lights glowed, and masks were passed around by Zen Forrester, who grinned as he held up a bin full of disguises, encouraging everyone to lose themselves in the revelry, while Luna, now dressed as a waitress, circulated with a tray of sliders, her eyes locked on Will as he ordered a vodka soda, and with the stealth of a serpent, she poured him the tasteless, high-proof alcohol the bartender had warned her not to touch, setting the stage for a disaster that would ripple through families and legacies. Across town, Lee returned home to the sickening realization that Luna was gone, her heart seizing in panic as she reached for her phone and dialed. Sheila, the one woman she hated and needed in equal measure, and upstairs Sheila nearly dropped the nail polish brush she was using on her infamous 8 toes when Lee's frantic voice spilled through the line, warning that Luna was missing, that she might be headed straight into the fire, and Sheila's jaw dropped as dread and instinct collided. She had to go. She had to protect her granddaughter, even if it meant exposing herself at a party where no one wanted her. Back at the restaurant, Electra, glowing in her animal mask, toasted Will and Tony as the crowd cheered, and Will, drunker by the minute, staggered to fetch her another drink, his words slurred with declarations of love as he danced with her, oblivious to the predator in disguise watching him from across the floor, whispering under her breath, "Well, Spencer, tonight is really your night," while Deacon, upstairs, muttered to Sheila that if Luna had just held it together, she could have been downstairs, celebrating, instead of scheming in shadows, and Sheila, torn between guilt and maternal instinct, whispered back that maybe Luna just wanted Will. Maybe she just wanted love, while Lee's voice echoed in her memory. A grandmother's panic, a woman who had risked everything only to watch her sacrifice mocked by a girl who refused to obey. And so the night spiraled onward, Will visibly tipsy, Electra radiant but distracted, Luna pouring poison disguised as vodka, Sheila slipping into her coat to storm the restaurant, Lee pacing her apartment with dread, Deacon torn between profit and conscience, Zen hyping the party, masks disguising faces, and the promise that when the truth finally broke through the glitter and the alcohol, nothing would ever be the same again. because Luna's rebellion had set in motion a disaster that could destroy the Spencers, the Forresters, and even the fragile redemption Sheila had fought to claim. And looming on the horizon was the return of Thomas Forrester, his secrets and schemes poised to collide with the fallout of this night, ensuring that the tangled web of love, obsession, betrayal, and redemption on the bold and the beautiful would only grow darker, more dangerous, and more diabolical with every heartbeat of the party, every sip of that spiked vodka, and every panicked call echoing across Los Angeles. The party at Il Giardino roared on like a beast that couldn't be tamed, the thumping bass blending with the shrieks of laughter, the clinking of glasses, and the subtle, unspoken hierarchies of Forrester Spencer society playing out under the dim lights. While in the corner, masked and anonymous, Luna moved like a shadow with her tray of sliders and her flask of high-proof liquor, eyes darting between Will Spencer's every move and Electra Forrester's radiant smile, her twisted mind replaying the countless times Lee told her she wasn't good enough, wasn't trustworthy, wasn't deserving of a man like Will. Words that now echoed in her head as a taunt rather than a warning. And the deeper Will fell into his drunken haze, the stronger Luna's conviction grew that she could reclaim what she believed was hers. Upstairs, Sheila Carter, still holding the phone Lee had practically screamed into, slammed her cosmetics down, her pulse racing because, as much as she told herself, she wanted to wash her hands of Luna's rebellion. She knew that leaving her granddaughter out there alone was as good as a death sentence, either at the hands of Bill Spencer's security, Ridge Forrester's suspicion, or the law itself. So she grabbed her coat, her mind split in two, one half whispering she could stay hidden, stay safe, let Lee clean up the mess, and the other, louder half insisting that she had to act, that she had to intercept Luna before the night collapsed. Across town, Lee paced her sterile apartment like a woman in free fall. Panic etched across her face as she muttered to herself about her career, her license, her oath, all sacrificed for this girl who refused to be saved. And with shaking hands she called Sheila again, pleading this time, her voice cracking as she admitted she didn't know what else to do, that Luna was slipping beyond her control, that she couldn't lose her the way she once thought she lost Finn. And her desperation was raw enough that Sheila, despite decades of selfishness, felt a pang of loyalty swell in her chest, an almost maternal need to step into the line of fire. Back at the party, Will leaned on the bar, his mask askew, ordering another drink as the bartender shot Luna a wary glance, muttering about not letting the new girl near the strongest bottle again. But Luna, sly as ever, already had the contraband hidden at her station, ready to pour, ready to keep Will drinking until his inhibitions collapsed entirely, and across the room's end, blissfully unaware of the undercurrents of danger, hyped up the crowd with a mass game, his laughter booming as he encouraged guests to swap identities, a chaotic choice that made it even easier for Luna to move among them unnoticed, her waitress disguise blending seamlessly into the carnival of faces. Electra, glowing in her designer gown, sipped champagne and confided to Tony that she felt like tonight was a turning point, that Will was finally ready to show her off as his true partner. And Tony, ever the cheerleader, squealed her approval, never noticing that just steps away, Luna's gaze burned holes through them both. Deacon, meanwhile, tried to enjoy the profits rolling in, the party, the bar tabs, the exposure. But Sheila's frantic energy infected him, her pacing, her muttering about Luna, her insistence that something bad was brewing downstairs, until finally he sighed, muttered an expletive, and grabbed his jacket, deciding he had to check on the kids before anything. Went too far, and as the two of them moved toward the stairwell, Luna whispered to herself in the crowd, "They'll never see me coming," her lips curling into a smile as Will stumbled past her again, drunker now, slurring Electra's name, while upstairs Sheila pushed through the doors, her sharp eyes scanning the sea of masks, her chest tightening as she realized the nightmare had already begun and that saving Luna might expose her in the worst way possible, because if anyone spotted her fragile second chance at redemption would be shattered. But if she didn't act, Luna's diabolical plan could ruin them all, and across Los Angeles, Thomas Forrester, still unseen but already en route, prepared to make his own dramatic return, unaware that the party at Aiel Giardino was setting the stage for a chain reaction that would collide with his comeback and drag every Forrester, Spencer, Logan, Finnegan, and Carter into a storm of secrets, betrayals, and shattered loyalties that would echo for years to come.